Okay, great.
Okay, can we start now? Okay, before anything else, we would like to introduce ourselves. I am Kath Benitez, and that is Gaurav Sharma. So we are part of Book Art Philippines. So we are doing interviews with a lot of authors so that we can share it to our group, and then people who are really into reading or writing, they can also be like inspired and motivated for such stuff. So, Gaurav, maybe you have anything to say to Chad before we formally start this interview with him?
Okay. Uh, can you hear me?
I
Yes,
can, great, yes.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So, hi, Chad. Nice to see
Hi.
you here. Personally am into triathlons and since military. So I was really like, you've done Ironman and then our passion for books, reading and writing. So you
Yes.
took our time and wrote that into a document. So I'm really excited, looking forward to whatever you have to say.
Thank you. Yeah, lovely to meet you both. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and to share and to yeah, spread the love and
Yeah.
knowledge to others.
Okay, so I think let's get started with this interview, the formal interview. But before anything else, I would like to introduce to our viewers who is our guest for today's book session. So I will just give a brief introduction for our guest. So, our guest for this book session is a seasoned health coach with over 8 years of experience working with a diverse range of clients, including companies, families, professional athletes, and medical professionals across the globe. A four-time Ironman finisher, his dedication to health and fitness extends beyond coaching 5 years ago. He authored a book written during his time in Manila and Boracay. His background in hospitality management, where clear and concise communication was essential, played a pivotal role in shaping his ability to convey complex health concepts with ease and precision. Let's all welcome the author of the book, The Primed Life, the quick and easy way to instantly improve health without relying on dieting, medicine, supplements, or exercise, Mr. Chad Davis. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, so thank you very much also for giving us your time for this book Heart Philippines and for, sharing your expertise and your book skills and writings here in BCP.
Lovely.
So I think let's start now with our first question. Actually, we have prepared a lot of questions for you, and I'm sure it's really exciting for all our viewers also. So, what really inspired you to write this book, The Prime Life? And then, is there any personal experience that led you to develop this kind of lifestyle approach?
Yeah, yeah, certainly. What a lovely question to start. I think everyone wants to be healthy, and I was no different. And I thought that my being health, I followed the conventional way, and I thought that by doing an Ironman, I would be, quote unquote, healthy, and that was the right path. But the first Ironman I did was in Japan, and it was wonderful, but I wasn't healthy. I was overtraining. I was training in the wrong setting, in the wrong environment. I was fueling with the wrong fuel, and I just wasn't my best self. So even though I completed the Ironman in 14 hours or so, I didn't do it the right way, and I suffered with an injury. I just wasn't. My brain didn't work as well as it should. So it inspired me to keep learning, to find out why, what mistakes I was making. And then, lucky for me, I changed my nutrition. So to do an Ironman, we've heard that you have to carbo load, you have Gatorade or these gels, but that's fueling your body with sugar, and it's not helpful. It wasn't for me. So I luckily for me, I learned the right way. I put better nutrition into my body, and then my brain improved, my body improved. My next Ironman, I improved by 2.5 hours within 6 months. I did less training, and my performance as a father, as a boss, overall health and energy improved. And then I wanted to share. I'm somebody who believes that if you have the privilege to know, you have the duty to share. So I went on self experimentation, helping others. And then that led me to where I am now, just keep accumulating knowledge and experience, and then sharing that with as many people as I can. How's that for an
Wow,
answer? Does that answer the question all right?
yeah, like no, it's just fascinating that you mentioned like 14 hours, you cut down 2.5 hours. Did this whole process of writing.
Yes.
So, and then you, as we know that you wrote your book in Manila and Boracay. So
Yes.
Boracay being a beach destination, and you coming out of, I mean, did you come out of Ironman and was taking time off in Boracay? How was the writing process? And these locations, like, were you still preparing for Ironman? How
Yeah.
did the location played a role in your writing process? And can you just walk us through the process? How did you wrote your book?
Yeah, certainly. Well, what happened was, I think, like I said to you, with the initial trying to be healthy, a lot of people want to have a healthy body, but more important is the brain, and of course your heart. And quite often, if you're overtraining, you're actually stressing your heart. If you're training in the wrong environment with the wrong nutrition. So what I did was I improved my nutrition, as I said, but then when my brain started to work better, I actually realized that nutrition is number 4 on the path to be healthy. So the reason why Boracay played such an important role was that when I wrote my book outside, all of my primed meetings are outside. And later on, we can perhaps discuss that one of the things that you want the least, especially as a Filipino, or an Indian or somebody from the tropics, you want to be in nature more. When you're in nature and you're in the sun, your blood flows. It flows to your heart, it flows to your brain. When you're in nature, you're producing beta endorphin. You feel good. And that then helps with the writing in the creative process. So that's what I found helped me the most, was that by being in a beautiful setting, but being outdoors, with the sun, with nature, that really helped me to cement my thoughts, to come up with ideas that were helped communicate what I wanted to in a more easy fashion. And that's what people are telling me now, is that the book, I've got hundreds of people reading the book in India in particular, and they're saying that they find it easy to understand. It's easy to apply the examples that I've used, the way that it's done. And that was a function of me thinking better, of me troubleshooting, of coming up with ways to convey that knowledge. And it was aided and abetted by the area, the sun that I was in.
Yeah, actually, Chad, I totally agree with you that when you are in nature, you can really rethink, you can do better. I mean, it's time to really just, okay, take a pause for now. So I think most of the people also do that in order for us to recharge, because sometimes like the city is so busy, so we need to go to somewhere quieter or be in nature. So, Chad, there are a lot of health and wellness book also. So can you explain the core principles of the primed life and how it differs to the different wellness books or programs that are existing right now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd love to. Basically, it's about getting back to nature, to getting back to the way that we evolved, and the way that we should allow our bodies to operate more effectively and efficiently. And especially if you consider a Filipino or an Indian, you're tropical people. Your eyes are brown, your skin is brown, you are meant to be in the sun. And we produce beta endorphin and dopamine from the sun. So, because we're designed to be addicted to the sun. So, basically, as well, the way I differ is that everything I teach is about how to get back to nature. And of course, we can't do that all the time, but how can we be more natural? How can we increase the good inputs, the good food, the good thoughts, the natural way of doing things, being grounded? I've even run 21 kilometers with no shoes, about being in tune with natural rhythm of our sleep cycle, of being in the sun and getting all of those great hormones and the way that you feel, grounding energy, and then food that is nutritious. But a lot of people talk about food and exercise. For me, they're lower on the list, because what made the food? Via photosynthesis, it was the sun, water, and the ground. And if you are not energized, I don't believe you should exercise. So it's like Gurav, if you have a car, you will not drive to Baguio from Manila unless your engine is working properly. So what I do, it's called your mitochondria, how you make energy, or your own personal battery. If that battery is not working well through natural means, then you have no reason to be exercising. You can go backwards. If you exercise in the wrong environment, and quite often that could be a gym with fake lights, artificial lights, that is not the sun, that is not natural. And those artificial lights actually raise your blood sugar. Those artificial lights actually oscillate calcium out of your bones. So what I teach is how to be natural, how to get back to nature so that you don't need supplements. You don't need the gym. You don't even need to do an Ironman event. Doing exercise is a function of being energized. And all of the good stuff only then crystallizes when you sleep. So if you exercise and you don't sleep, you just dropped the bundle. Yep, you are ineffective. So it's like if you study and you read a book, but then you don't sleep well that night, you will not retain the memory of the book, of the information. So that's, I guess, how I differ, is that it's no supplements, it's no medicine, it's no gym, it's no calorie counting. It's back to nature, observing the way healthy people live, and you'll see that they are in the sun. They embrace the color of their skin if they're brown. They eat natural food that's made by the sun. So something like that. So it's a little bit different than a lot of others are doing, but my results really speak for themselves, with reversing diabetes, hypertension, asthma, gout, you name it, polycystic ovarian syndrome, psoriasis, all gone away naturally. So addressing the root cause.
Okay, thank you. Very well put. And going back to nature, walking with your shoes, like the Mangyam people here, the tribal people, they
100%.
they don't wear shoes. And you said nutrition is number 4, getting energized, and we don't drive the vehicle to Baguio if we don't have the fuel, or like, just doing. So
Yes.
rest is essential part. And then, as you said, like, lifestyle illnesses like type 2 diabetes and all, you mentioned that. Would you like to exaggerate on that? How getting back to nature or your prime life way, how does that happen, that gout or type 2 diabetes, these things are reversed?
Yeah, it's actually quite easy when you think about it. If anybody has a condition, unfortunately, it's not, or fortunately, it's not your genetics as a general rule. Dr. Doug Wallace has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's actually your mitochondria, how you make energy. So it's not because your mum had diabetes or your dad. It's what you did in your environment. And so therefore, if you brought it on yourself through your lifestyle choices, through your sleep habits, through your lack of good nutrition, lack of sunlight, so sunlight is the number 1 nutrient that we need, then you can fix it yourself. So that's really the key of what I talk about, is that type 2 diabetes is actually easily reversed. Hypertension is even easier. And hypertension, for example, that's a lack of blood flow. As soon as you get into the sun, your red blood cells come to the surface, nitric oxide is released, and your blood flows. It flows to your brain for better thoughts. It flows to your heart. It flows to your gout. And then when you have better resources in your body, it works better. So anyone who has a condition, they have your body is telling you that what you are doing is not working. Your body does not have what it needs, or it could be that it hasn't got the good stuff, or there's too much negative stuff. So all we have to do is improve the good and reduce what drains your battery. And then when you have the beautiful sleep, that is when all of the good nutrients in your body can go to work. So the other important point to note there is that sunshine is not just energy, it's actually stored energy on your skin. So when you have the beautiful sun, when nutrients, when you have good quality food, then you have the resources within your body to repair. So it's really as simple as that. And your body knows what to do. Your body is always self-healing. And if you give it the right environment and the right resources, it will reward you, just as it gave you a beautiful lesson when you got sick. So that sickness or that illness is a result of what you've done in your environment, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, or whatever it is. So therefore you can fix it. And I've been doing it for 8 years. I'm very passionate because it works. My own mum reversed diabetes at 75. She's 84 soon. It never came back. I've helped people from all walks of life, all nationalities, to get rid of their diabetes, their hypertension, and it didn't come back. So yeah, so I'm passionate because it works, and I'm also particularly passionate for the Filipino because of your brown skin. You actually need the sun more than I do. So if you see my Instagram or any of my hashtags, it includes brown is the new sexy, brown skin rocks, and it does, because that's how God made you. It made you brown for a reason, made you a tropical person for a reason. You need the tropical sun. So yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I agree to you that we really need the sun. You know, a lot of people now, since they are living this sedentary lifestyle, and then sometimes they are just like, isolated in the four corners of their offices. So they don't really have taken time to go out and just like, do sunbathing or what. They just like used to this AC or air cons. And that's why,
Yes.
like in the modern world now, there are a lot of health issues, like including myself. I also have a lot of health issues and many challenges, especially when it comes to health. So, can you suggest any specific lifestyle which are also incorporated in your book, The Prime Life, in order to overcome this kind of obstacles? Like, what are
Yeah,
those?
certainly. Kath, I'll gladly help you free of charge.
Oh,
But no, honestly, so what I would
yeah.
say is for you, and you will know this already,
Mhm.
if you have health issues, I guarantee you are not getting enough sunlight. So, especially for you, there are two options for you if you avoid the sun. The first option, if you avoid the sun, is that you are sick. The second option is that you will become sick. And they've done meta-analysis in Sweden, beautiful 30,000 cohort that showed that people who avoid the sun are more likely to die younger, and to be diseased. It's equivalent to smoking, avoiding the sun. And especially if you're brown, you're designed in the sun. You're tropical for a reason. And if you go against that, against what's in your genes and in your nature, you will pay a toll because you are a tropical person. It's like being a tropical plant and then putting it in the corner of your office. It's not going to grow so well.
Yeah.
So that would, for me, would be number 1, 2, and 3, to get the sun, build up your tolerance. I even help people get rid of their eyeglasses, because the fake light, the artificial light, harms your eyes. Your eyes are part of your brain, so therefore it harms your brain. It affects your sleep, the artificial light. That's why I have the blue light blocking glasses on. By being an artificial light, it increases your blood sugar without even drinking a can of Coca-Cola. So by being an artificial light, it affects your sleep, which is when you repair. It increases your blood sugar without even having any sugar. and it also takes calcium out of your bones. So think of an elephant having the strongest bones on the planet because it holds up a huge frame. Or you can think of some poor elderly person who's in a nursing home or staying indoors. Their bones become braille and fragile because of the lack of sunlight. So the sun created life on Earth. The sun, through photosynthesis, made the food. There's no question that the sun is more important than the food. And again, the more sun you get, then the more sun's energy you get, then you can eat more food that is less energy dense. So if your skin is seeing the sun a lot, you can eat the banana and the mango. But if it's not, and you're not getting that quota of energy from the sun, then you need to eat more energy dense food like seafood and eggs and butter and coconut oil, coconut cream, because you have to balance that lack of sunlight that you should have been getting. And again, the examples are there. The healthy farmer. Why are they healthy? And then the call center agents are dying at the age of 30, heart attack, stroke. The answers are there, but we just have to observe more keenly and think. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So what I would say to you is, and I've helped thousands of Filipinos, simple as eating more eggs because that will give you more energy. Getting more sunlight because that will give you more energy. Sleeping without your cell phone in your bedroom, and then you can repair and regenerate, and that energy can go to work during the paralysis of sleep. Of course, water plays a factor. Your positive thoughts play a factor. Gratitude. There are other things that play, but without question, the sun, grounding, very, very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. I would really follow that one.
Please, you'll notice the difference within a week.
Yeah.
That's why the title says instantly, because if you get more sunlight, you will have more energy because the sun is energy, but it's also stored energy on your skin, your solar panel. So when you have stored energy, then that energy can go to work now and while you sleep for cellular repair. So it's so important. It's not just vitamin D. It's so many things. And just so you know, all-cause death and disease increase with low vitamin D. If the people who get breast cancer, low vitamin D. The people who get skin cancer, low vitamin D. You don't get low vitamin D by being in the sun. It's by avoiding the sun. And if you're not in the sun, then you're inside looking at your cell phone, generally. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense, and means getting more sun. And then they say keep throwing your weight around, or use it or lose it. If you don't use your muscle, you lose your muscles. So yeah, but people have this lifestyle. People are working from home. They are working from their laptop. Yeah, but so it's easy to get overwhelmed. So is there a hack? Like, you say there are instant results, but how can someone who's just starting their health journey incorporate the Prime Life into their everyday routine without feeling too much overwhelmed, like a sudden change? So what
Yeah,
are some hacks you'll be
yeah, lovely. The first hack is to understand the importance of the sun, and then to chase the sun. So I'm white, but my skin is brown, as you could probably see. So I every morning when I wake up, I think to myself, I want more energy. So the energy is free from the sun. So it can be as simple as winding down the window in your car, allowing the natural light in. Going on sun breaks. So I look after the Wholesome Table in the Philippines. So it's a beautiful restaurant with beautiful owners. We would just give them lunch, give them breaks for sunlight breaks. So instead of going out for a cigarette, you go out and you recharge photoelectrically in the sun, and that's topping up your battery. It's where do you go on your holidays? Should be to the beach. On your weekend, go camping, go for a walk in the hills or in the forest. Do activities that get you outside. So again, that's why triathlon can be a good activity if you've got short sleeves on, shorts, no sunscreen, no sunglasses, then you're actually in the sun. But you would be surprised to know that one of the contributors to cancer would be wearing sunglasses and using sun protection, sunscreen, because the sunscreen has 50 chemicals that enters your bloodstream. Sunglasses are fake. They don't allow you to get the proper color temperature of the sun, and it makes you more prone for sunburn. So once you've had enough sun, you could just simply put on long sleeves. You could put on a hat. But the overall message is to maximize your sun, but then don't get burnt. And then as you become more tolerant and stronger in the sun, you can handle more sun. And then you become stronger, more resilient. And I think most people would like that. So if somebody says, "Oh, the sun is too hot, it's too bright," that is a code for you have become weak. Your eyes, your skin is weak, especially if you're a tropical Filipino. It's like an Eskimo saying it's too cold. Yeah, that's not the way it should be. We need to be adapted to our environment, and that will take practice, a conscious effort, but it's not that hard. Eat more eggs, go outside more often, have a holiday in the sun, go on your weekend. Just be more conscious and aim for continual improvement. That's all. And then your body will reward you with better health, better thoughts, better blood flow. So I hope that one's pretty clear, right?
Yeah, it's pretty clear and right. And that's really one of the problems of those people who are really working, in the city because they don't really have time to go out in the sun, or sometimes due to the busy schedule, they don't have time to really unwind or just go to beaches or go with nature, because that's really the problem. And with the busy lives, it comes like some people are really living a very unhealthy lifestyle. So like for those people who have really busy lifestyle, who have busy lives, so how does this prime life help them save time while improving their health? And also you have included in your book the recipes you mentioned, so how these recipes support the overall wellness philosophy of the prime life?
Yeah, great question. Now, I guess the number one thing would be that we've already said that your body has given you the warning signs. So if you lack energy, if you're hungry all the time, if you're lethargic, that your body has given you the warning signs. So if you lack energy, if you're hungry all the time, if you're lethargic, if you start to develop conditions, then you have to change. If you don't change, the problems will get worse. If you add medication, the problem will probably get worse. If you don't address the root cause and try to make positive steps, then you're just going to ruin your bank balance with medicine and hospital visits. So again, I just don't think it's that difficult. And because I've helped Filipinos in Iligan City, in Cebu, all over the world, actually. And they just have to be more conscious of getting the sun. But then the recipes that you mentioned, if, for instance, we were transported to Alaska, there is not much sunshine in Alaska. But how do they survive? They eat more seafood. They have more high fat. So that is their adaptation to less sunlight energy. So therefore, they have to have more seafood because that is more energy dense. So that's what a Filipino could do as well. If your eyes and your skin are getting lots of sun, like we said before, you can eat the banana. You can tolerate that lower energy food because you compensated with higher energy sun. But if your indoor life takes away some of your sun energy, you can no longer eat like a farmer because will not have enough energy overall. So therefore, you could compensate by eating more seafood, more eggs, because the eggs are very nutrient dense. You could use blue light blocking glasses to, I guess, mitigate the effect of the artificial light. You could wear long sleeves when you're inside. And I've helped for the last 8 years Filipinos to do this, and they have improved their health outcomes. And that includes doctors, professional athletes like Sean Anthony, the PBA star, UFC winners, Filipino UFC winners, Filipino golfers. I've helped executives, and I've helped security guards. Security guard just needs to, instead of standing in the shade, move to the sun and put their sleeves up a little bit. So again, it's really, the sun is for free. Why would you not take advantage of something that's free? Because the medicine is expensive, and the medicine adds to the problems as a general rule, because it's not fixing the root cause. Medicine has a place, but if you can fix the problem, I think that would be far superior. So I help people with their food, to how to improve the nutrient density, how to have food that is easy to prepare, that you can prepare in advance and make it more time friendly and efficient and effective, but also the nutrient density. So you get more energy, because then you're supplementing that lack of sun energy. But overall, I would still keep pointing people back to what makes the biggest bang for the buck, and that's the sun. So it's always your individual context. How is your environment? How are you living? And how can we make small changes that could have a big effect? So I've helped call center agents, nurses on night shift, doctors who work in a big hospital, professional athletes, like I said, improve their performance. And I think that's what we all want. We're not put on this earth to lack energy and to get sick. We want to be vibrant, but we've been given such mixed messages, and we've been led up the garden path quite often. And if you follow the wrong person, you will not get the right results. People who are following me improve, they feel better. And then we strategize and we come up with ways to counteract the things, like you said, the challenges, because the challenges will come. We have to outthink them. We have to come up with solutions, because our health is too important. We don't want to have health problems that burden our family. We want to have a life that's full of energy, full of love, and it's possible, and it's not expensive. It's cheaper with me, I promise.
Yes.
I definitely, like, Prime Life is definitely helping a lot of people from, as you said, nurses, call center agents, security guards, celebrities, UFC champions, all have gained something out of this. Not something, but a lot. But
Yes.
they are all success stories. But any success story which is close to your heart, you would like to share with our in a little more detail than just being a success? Like, everybody gains something out of the Prime Life, but anybody's journey in short, would you like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, thank you. There's a beautiful lady called Marie, and I was running one day with my daughter on a fun run, 10 kilometers. And I was only doing the fun run for fun. So I wasn't exercising to be healthy. I was exercising to meet people, to enjoy my time with my daughter, and to get the sun. I ran past a lady called Marie and said hello, and she said hello back. And the next day, she became primed. She followed my program. She had 5 years of trying for infertility, PCOS, and infertility issues. She'd been to Singapore, to Hong Kong, to try to fix them. Her husband had hypertension, Marcus, and was about 20 pounds overweight. Their beautiful daughter, Lexi, asthma, got even to the point of going to hospital quite often each year. Within 6 weeks of adopting a natural primed lifestyle where I sold no medicine, no supplements, no gym, no calorie counting. Marie was pregnant, and Lexi now has a beautiful sister. Lexi no longer has asthma and thriving. And the husband, Marcus, has no more hypertension and no more lost his 20 pounds. So that was one family in 6 weeks. I could bore you with another 100 stories or more. Even just this week in Malaysia, an Indian man in Malaysia, debilitating bloating. He looked as though he was pregnant. In 2 days, we fixed it. So we tried different avenues, and we came up with a solution. It's fixed. So I'm passionate because it works. I'm passionate because we deserve better. We deserve health, and throwing money at supplements and medicines, it's not addressing the root cause. So that's you can see I'm passionate because even my own mum reversed her diabetes. So many stories, and it's why I do my job, because it's so rewarding. And like I said, we deserve health, and it's there. We just have to open our minds a little bit and observe the healthy people. What are they doing? So that's thank you for letting me share that, because that's one of my favorite stories. But I've got many more babies that have been born because of Primed, and it's a privilege and a pleasure to help people.
Yeah, that's like really super inspiring also to see a lot of people who have been really influenced and also have gotten better by with Prime Life and also with your recipe. So yeah, I was like really super inspired also. Like you have really helped a lot of people. And then maybe with our Book Art Philippines viewers, I think they should really replicate that one, and then they should also start living that kind of Prime life. And then I hope also that you will be inspired with what they've been doing also and with what you are really trying to do and been doing for now. So, Chad, you're a wellness coach, and then, sometimes staying, like for me, staying motivated and also being inspired with these activities is also kind of really, maybe it's tiring for me, or maybe sometimes it's really overwhelming for me. But as a wellness coach and as someone who needs to set the example for all of these people who really follow you, how do you stay motivated and still continue to inspire other people? Like to follow
Okay.
this kind of prime life.
Yeah, thanks for that question.
Mm.
Let me see. I think I have a motto. It's grateful always and positive always. So I love my life. I love the mistakes that I made, and I made them all. And I still make them, but I'm here. I guess I'm inspired by helping others. And in all honesty, the key to happiness, it's not, I don't even own a car. It's about helping others. And I'm just so happy and motivated that I want to be the best version of myself. So, and then when I can think well and my body works well, that allows me to be happier, because then I can walk in the sun, I can see my friends, I can talk to others, I have the energy to impart the knowledge. So I think I call it life. I want to have energy. I want life. I'm addicted to it because it's fun. And it's no fun being sick, because I've also been there. And it's not as hard as you think. And once you start getting the positive gains, and you feel when your blood flows because you're in the sun, and the dopamine's released, and you talk to people, and you're social and you're interactive and you're more confident, because again, brown skin, it looks good. It's attractive to people instead of somebody who's pale and frail. So I guess keeping motivated is it's quite easy, but every morning I wake up with an intention of being the best version of myself, trying to help others, be a good partner to my girlfriend Sam, be a good dad, and of course I have role models. There's a role model called Guru Pashupati in India. He's a wonderful man, has hundreds of thousands of followers worldwide, and he's telling all of his followers to read my book. And then they engage me as their health coach, and they're relying on me. Of course, I'm a conduit, I'm helping them, but they need me to be the best version of myself, to think, to strategize, to motivate them, to come up with ways to get the message through. And that's the message of nature and maximizing the sun and natural means and limiting fake. So it's so that's the way I do it. And just another quick example might even be, I've been somebody who likes to drink beer, and or a glass of wine, because I was in hospitality, Shangri-La, Makati, EDSA Shangri-La, Intercon. I've worked in all of those places, Enderun colleges. So now one of my other jobs I created is Quit Alcohol Mentor. And so far I've had no clients, zero, but that's my job title. So you cannot be a quit alcohol mentor if when you drink alcohol. So I've quit. And that's also helped me to be better. And what's happened is when I've done better and my energy is flowing and I'm vibrant, the blessings keep coming and it becomes a little bit addictive. So I'm the luckiest guy, but I create the luck. That vibrant energy brings more energy. So so it's sort of a self-perpetuating thing. And it's why some people who are negative and have those thoughts, bad things keep happening. So again, it's also, we also talk about how your thought process can improve. That's why being in nature and getting the dopamine from the sun helps you improve your thoughts. So I love the question. Thank you. But yeah, so to answer it is, maybe it's being selfish, because I get rewarded by helping others.
Definitely, like being creating the luck and staying positive definitely helps. It doesn't harm anyone. It just helps you.
Yes.
Yeah, and going back to nature and to the natural ways. But as you know, as we are evolving, there's what's the future of primed life? Like you wrote a book, and now we are interacting through a video means. There is a AI, things like artificial intelligence, work gets done faster. And so what do you see like the future of a book? Like, there are audiobooks, means I'll really like hearing audiobooks. And then we created this platform, Book Card, because I feel the written documented form is much more appealing in a way. But yeah, how it's going to be, what will be the primed life? Like, people are creating their programs on YouTube and other places. So what do you see as the future of a primed life book, the future?
Thanks for that. One of the beautiful things that's happened with Guru Pashupati is that he is equally passionate in helping people. So he is a big, I guess he's world renowned. I'm not, but he's told everyone to buy my book. So what we've done is we've actually going to collaborate. So the next version of the Primed Life will be by Chad Davis with Guru Pashupati. So he's actually going to elevate my book by inserting his chapters on yoga, even I think perhaps one on sexual health, and other chapters as well that augment and supplement what I've said. I'm pretty proud that after 5 years, I don't have to edit my book a lot. What I've said 5 years ago is still bang on. But all I've done is there's one chapter I've edited a little bit more, and that's on water. So as I learn, of course, you want to share and update. So I'm very glad that Guru will be contributing to the book. We'll be publishing that in India. We'll be publishing that in Hindi as well. And what we're going to do is in the back of the book of the Primed Life, I already have a section on books to read, podcasts to listen to learn more. Because I'm like you, Gaurav. I like a podcast and I like to listen. So we're directing people there. I have recipes on YouTube, so we can direct people there. We're directing, especially the Indians who speak Hindi, where English might not be so good. We're directing them to Guru Pashaputi's YouTube and his podcasts. So just to augment the knowledge, to have different ways of presenting that knowledge. I still believe that reading a hardcover book in the sun or in nature, you'll actually get more from that than reading it on an electronic version. But we need to have, I've got an ebook version. It's on Kindle. The hardcover for me is the best. But yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we'll probably do a word version or a spoken version, just to try to get that message out. So I can't see the book changing a lot. I don't think I'll have a second volume, but I think we'll refine the message and try to impart that knowledge in different ways, exactly like you said, to appeal to a wider audience, because this knowledge is just so valuable. And the knowledge has a chance to impact so many hundreds of thousands of people. And that will save them money, time, and allow them and their families to have a better life. And that's something that I'm very passionate about, something Guru Pashaputi is very passionate about. And we can change the world. It might be our corner of the world, it might be a small section of the world, but we can change the world. And it starts with love, it starts with intention. And when you have that, you want to be the best version of yourself so you can fulfill that desire or need. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really inspiring. And then it's like I'm really happy also that it has a wider audience now so that they can also do what you're doing. And then they also, if they have something like feeling something down or they have some diseases or so what, they can at least replicate it and be healthy. And
Yes.
maybe they will have the idea, okay, let me try to reconnect more with nature, expose myself with sun and be happy with it, embrace the sun. Because you know, a lot of Filipinos, like most of us, like sometimes I also feel like I don't really want to expose myself in the sun, but as a scuba diver also most of the time, like I
Yeah.
expose myself in the sun. Like Gaurav also, he's a scuba diver instructor and then
Ah,
he's doing diving all the time. So he's more
lovely.
exposed than I do. But I really
Yeah.
find time.
Actually, just to quickly interject, Atlantis Dive Resort, in where are they? They're in
Porto Galera.
yes. And then also one other,
Dumaguete,
yes.
Dumaguete,
Dumaguete.
Darwin.
Um, Andy is the owner. He was one of my first primed clients. I've been to both venues, and all of their staff are primed. The chef, and all of them improved their health outcomes.
Oh, I've
So
seen
yeah,
Marlon. You talking about
yes,
Marlon?
yes,
Oh, Marlon.
yep.
Yeah, we know him.
If you see his before and after picture, I actually have his success story on my blog, and I have Atlantis Dive Resorts in my blog as well. And you can see the staff and the documented health gains that they've made. But yeah, Marlon used to be
Yeah.
a, a semi sumo wrestler, but he's thriving, and he's a wonderful chef, and he follows the primed principles, and he's thriving and doing very well thanks to Andy, who's just a wonderful boss, and he wants his staff to be happy. You know, he wants them to earn good income and not waste that money on medicine and supplements and other things like that. So yeah, that's cool. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
that's a lovely hobby to do that one. But again, when you're going out there, just more sun and enjoy nature.
Yeah, like it's more sun exposure, but at least like for me, it's also something like I can really escape from the city. Like scuba diving is a different world. So, and
Yes.
for now, finally, Chad, thank you for taking this time and for the opportunity for Book Art Philippines to know more the Primed Life, your book, and also your ways of life and lifestyle so that all the people who are our viewers also will be inspired and to follow what you've been doing. And before we formally end this interview, I would like you, do you have any social media account, Facebook or Instagram, wherein our viewers can really follow you? And then also, where can we buy your book, The Prime Life? And also, the future we are going to await for you. What are those? Like you can tell all our viewers now.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, yeah, my uh, social media, my Instagram is Primed for Your Life. And then the Primed Life is available on Amazon. And that's you can just buy the hard copy, you can buy Kindle. It will be available in India, as I've said. It's not yet, but we're actually working on that now. And yeah, I've got Facebook. My name is Chad Davis. I've also got what else? Yeah, people can email me, chad.davis.1@gmail.com. I can send them some recipes. So I'm willing to engage. If people want to engage me as a health coach, that's my specialty. This week, I think I have 10 new clients from Berlin to Western Australia to Singapore, Malaysia, UK. And for each one, their health improves because it's nuanced to them, but the general principle is the same. Improve the good inputs, reduce what drains your battery, and then sleep so that you can recover and be healthy. And then it's also the gratitude is in the book, positive thoughts, all of these other things as well. So yeah, so the primed life, and then can email me, ask me questions. I love engaging with people. I love the Filipino. I was there 18 years. It was one of the best times of my life. The primed life was created there. I've got great friends there, like Mike Grogan, an Irishman who married Mary, a Filipina. Shah Nasino helped me to write the book, inspired me. She became primed. I actually sold her a pair of blue light blocking glasses maybe 6, 7 years ago, and then she became morena. And when she did, her health improved, and she's thriving. So she still asks me questions. We still are in contact. So yeah, so I guess contact me. Don't be shy. I'm half Filipino at heart anyway, and I'm very passionate about helping the Filipino because I love them, and I've got a great affinity with them. And yeah, I think because we all deserve to be healthy, and yeah, so that's my passion. So please don't be shy.
Yeah, I won't be shy. Actually, Shana's, I've joined one of her events also because I really want to know her styles and her writings. So she hosted this one event via webinar during pandemic. So I was one of the participants of the show. Yeah, she's also a good writer.
Yeah, she's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's really nice.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And again, so just on that point as well, when you are in the sun, then the blood is flowing to your heart, to your brain. Beta endorphin is released, which is an opioid, natural opioid. Dopamine, you are nicer. You feel better.
Mm.
So, just that is another product of being more in nature, is that you actually become nicer because you feel better. And I think we all want that as well. Whereas if you're stuck in your office all day, staring at your computer, it's not nice. And that can then affect your personality. So again, just simple steps, baby steps, and then you'll gradually improve. So yeah, just stick at it. It will be worth it. You are worth it.
Okay. Uh, my last is like you said how people can reach out to you,
Yes.
but also because we are a community and we work with different communities like schools and other places. if they want to reach out to you, or if you have to engage a bigger audience, like you said, you worked with Atlantis. So some of our community partners, which are institutions and
Yes.
this, they can also reach out to you. So, I mean,
Yeah.
any such thing like big, because as they say, get them young, and the Gen Z, which is all the time on cell phone and this. So any message for the Gen Z, the younger
Yeah.
audience, which
Okay.
is listening
Yeah.
to this?
Thanks, Gaurav. That's excellent. So I think I've got two messages. One for any of the executives out there. I've looked after 400 employee company in Davao, and they lost 1,600 kilograms. And they lost so many of their ill health conditions. I've looked after Task Us, the call center agents, and helped them improve their health and their productivity. The Wholesome Table, Atlantis, many companies. I've given seminars in front of 1,000 people and to a team of doctors of 20. And when I talk to the doctors and I say, please, anytime you vehemently disagree, please just sing out, tell me why, and we'll discuss. They can't, because it's natural and it's easy to prove that it's natural. So that's the first thing. I appeal to people's common sense. I don't want to dig deep and try to give you a study that proves that I'm right or that it's this person's wrong. I just want you to observe and have your own self-experiment. How is it for you? But yeah, for the Gen Z, how to explain there? If you're not energized and you're not feeling great, you're not doing great. Energy is life. So if you're not doing well, then your environment and your lifestyle, what you're doing, is not working. So why not change? Why not try something different? Because you want life, we want health. So maybe you have to do something different to get a different result. Because Einstein said, if you keep doing the same thing and get the same result, that's insanity. And these guys, they're smart, but they can become addicted to their cell phone. They might be indoors too much. Maybe you need help. Maybe you need somebody to guide you a little bit. There's no harm in that, but get the right person. Because you get the wrong person, it can make you sick. It will make you worse. And we don't want that. The primed life, it's no medicine. I'm not selling you supplements. I'm not selling you anything except knowledge. And that knowledge lasts a lifetime. And it can help you, it helps your family. So when I take on new clients as well, it's not just them. I help their children or their mother, their father, because everyone deserves to have the knowledge and to be healthy.
Thank you so much, Chad. Like, I hope our viewers in Bukart, Philippines will learn a lot from you and follow this way of life. Also, for us, like, it's also inspiring to really know you and get the chance to interview you, because it's for us, it's such once in a lifetime opportunity also. Like, I'm so glad that I was able to reach out to you, and you also really had given us the chance to interview you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it's my pleasure. And please feel free to keep messaging me.
Yeah, sure.
Even on WhatsApp, I
Mm.
can include you both and give you some other information that helps keep you inspired, keep you on track, and just to try different things as well that you know that will help move the needle in the right direction.
Right. For
Thank
Gaurav,
you.
maybe you have anything to say also?
I would like to thank Chad for giving us this opportunity to, get all the knowledge for Prime Life. I truly like, he's a four-time Ironman. I'm trying to it- reach somewhere there, and but it was inspiring. And as he mentioned, Guru Pashupati, and then I come from there, where the nature is bliss and everything is connected. The whole philosophy of yoga and
Yes.
naturism. It's based on being in one with the nature. And
Yeah.
the whole Hinduism philosophy is that everything is connected. So if there's
Yes.
one sentence about Hinduism, And he's like, he's taken inspiration, and good that he's inspiring so many people, and he has some real life, as you say, case studies and proof of concept. So, and then he's doing that in being an Australian, and then his canvas is worldwide. So that's truly means I can't put it in words, but it was really inspiring to hear all the wonderful stories from our you described all her family, and
Yes.
to some other in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So it's like it itself is like it's inspiring, and it just boosts you to go reach out for the sun and energize yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to. Most of the time, I'm in the sun.
Yeah,
So
he's out
since
of the
I'm
sun
in
most
the
of the
Philippines,
time.
Good.
and I'm so much in the sun that yeah, my parents sometimes don't. And like being an Indian, but my parents are from a cooler part. My mom's from Kashmir, so it snows there. So
Yes.
so sometimes my parents don't recognize. They said, "Are you drying in the sun all the time?" And I used to be a sailor. I used to be a sailor and a dive instructor. So most of the time, I really love the sun.
It's
So
awesome.
today, my belief is like, it's like when speaking to Chad,
Reaffirmation.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a reaffirmation today, and all the wonderful proofs Chad gave. So it's
Yeah.
really like truly like it's been a pleasure.
Mm,
Yeah, awesome. It's my pleasure. And that's also very, very powerful to have that reaffirmation, because you've got it through your own body and your own experience. But of course, there's so many bombarding different opinions and, oh, this
yeah.
is the way, or you have to do this, have to do that. Well, it's what works for you, and you've already felt it, so you know it. So yeah, I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chad, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
My pleasure, Kath. My pleasure, Gurav. It's been a wonderful experience, and
Yeah.
like we want is to spread the knowledge,
Mm,
give some inspiration, and again, the better version of yourself, the more energy you have, the better you're going to write.
yeah.
It just must be. So yeah, one feeds the other.
Yeah,
Thank you so
truly.
much.
We should really go with your way, the prime life.
Thank you. Thank you.
I agree.
Both
Thank
the
you,
hands up.
Chad. Hope to see
Thank
you
My
here
you.
in
pleasure.
Philippines if you're here.
Yeah, you bet. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you
Thank you, Kath.
soon. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank
Gurav.
you.
you. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.